we are based on faith, with its faith foundation, and we always like to include, that in whatever we do in some way. We are community minded. For instance, we do things that just to help the community sometimes. Well, that was what the hardest time was, basically.
You guys, do a lot for the community. And I think that I think now it's getting out and about, the word's getting out. Social media is picking up. You have a constant contact where we're able to send out emails. And
that's helping a lot.
Yeah, it is. So getting the word out there. And letting people know what's taking place at Family Restoration Center, because you're able to bring in, for listeners or viewers, our Cheryl Thornton here of Cedar County, her and Ken, they're the matriarchs, I like to say. I know you guys are pretty humbling and you don't like that, but y'all know a lot of big people, and you're able to bring a lot into Cedar County.
Well, I kind of look at it like we're the mom and the pop, we're the older ones, and we do wear that badge quite a bit. We've got, thank goodness, we've got some younger people to do a lot of this work. And this building is a blessing.
It really is.
We were the first ones in the building on the north end when we started having events and meeting on the north end. And then, since then, Beginning Again Ministry started on the north end, and we were on the south end, and then some things happened, and we got moved to the middle, which is great.
I think the middle is the best part.
Our vision got expanded quite a bit, and we were able to move to the middle of the building.
Yeah. I mean, so there's a thrift store, and then there's a...
David's Mighty Men is on that south end of the building too, the thrift store, David's Mighty Men.
Okay, so the thrift store is not called David's Mighty Men.
No, the David's Mighty Men is actually a group of men.
That's right. Okay, thank you. Yes. And is it the wedding students?
They met some space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
they do.
And then on the north side of the building, there's
Begin Again Ministries, and there is Megan's Place.
Yes.
And Megan's Place is specifically, and we need to have Adina McGinnis come and talk about this, but basically that's to help some ladies, women who are trying to get their life straightened out and are coming off of substances, and they've got the props, here they can help them to work through that. So that's Megan's Place. Begin Again Ministries also has a hand up program, and they have women living in the building who
and it's beautiful back there
to transition into life. So we're right in the middle, and one of the things that we do, back to what do we do? One of the things that we do is we try to work with both of them to do some things that might be needed, like do some groups with some of the women, and David's Mighty Men come use this facility for Good Dads, which they're doing great in Good Dads. They're expanding and getting phone calls. When can we get into Good Dads? And so it's really a blessing when you walk through the building and you see those men around the table. It's just really working. So we try to help them, both of the ends, both of the ministries on the ends. We try, what can we do? What can we do to help you? So that's kind of a shifting and changing thing too, because they don't always need the same thing. But we do Good Dads, like I said, that is expanded into El Dorado Springs, Missouri. We've got Good Dads of Cedar County, and Good Dads of Cedar County is growing.
Really, Cedar County, Good Dads of El Dorado Springs, which I know we call it Cedar County, but El Dorado Springs has taken off.
They have.
They are just doing amazing things over there.
They are doing Good Dads in schools, which is amazing.
Yes.
They bring the dads in once a month, and they have some games and activities with the kids, and the dads are there, and they make a big deal out of the dads being there and make the kids feel really happy.
Which they need to.
Right, exactly. And then soon, both El Dorado and Stockton are going to start the Fundamentals of Fatherhood. And that's going to be, Good Dads is more for the dad that might be a little bit more high risk, and maybe they've had some substance abuse issues, or life happens in all different kinds of ways where you might end up being high risk.
Sure.
So their training in 2.0, we call it 2.0, the Pathways Program, deals with things pertaining to that, and it helps them to get reestablished with their children and be a father. But the Fundamentals of Fatherhood is for any man in the area that would want to just learn more about how to father. Sometimes dads end up being a single dad. Yeah. And if you're a single dad, you really are at loss sometimes for what to do. You need some support. You might love your kids a lot, but
it's a hard
task. You work and make a living, and on the weekends you like to know maybe have somebody help you, guide you into some things that you could do, and even prepare some things for you too. So, Fundamentals of Fatherhood is going to start here and in El Dorado. We'll have all the programs. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get, we need to talk to the school again here about getting Good Dads in, but we will have all the programs in Cedar County somewhere.
And when does this take place? When will the fundamentals?
We haven't set a date
Okay.
yet, but we have men in training for these
Nice.
things. So.
And how are the courts taking notice of this?
Well, that's one of the things that we kind of struggle with, is getting people for that 2.0 program.
Okay.
I think the Fundamentals of Fatherhood will be a little easier to get men in, but we kind of depend on referrals for the 2.0, the ones for high-risk fathers, and we have had drug court to refer some people. One of the things is, like, I know when they referred someone, we didn't have an active group at that time.
Yeah.
You know, and so hopefully with David's Mighty Men program, we can have one group starting right after another, and that will eliminate that. No one's going to have to sit and wait for a group to start. So, so we hope that the courts would really recognize it.
Yeah, I know they are in Springfield. Dr. Baker talks about this
Yes.
and how, you know, they really advocate for their dads who are in the program, and they will go to court for them, write letters of recommendations to the judges. So I agree with you. Our judges here in Cedar County need to get with this program.
Right, and start sending people our way.
Yes.
The Fundamentals of Fatherhood, like I said, anybody can come to.
Yes.
And it'll probably be easy to get people for that. But cadets, we do need some referrals.
And the statistics about a father in a home, which Ryan Dasso, who's part of Good Dads, he can say a lot of them. But the statistics, they're pretty amazing.
It is amazing. You know,
Yeah.
what a dad's presence in the home can do.
Yes, and so I'm part of the board in Cedar County with Good Dads, and I started really getting into reading the statistics that's on the website that Dr. Baker and all of them have placed on there, and just some of them. And when you really get on there and look, it's mind-boggling.
And the state's taking note of that.
They really are.
You know, what's happening is we have a Good Dads child support person, especially for Good Dads. And so when a Good Dad comes in and he's supposed to be paying child